cafe. Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's FFFSO 2530. The last podcast was called Okay,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
and it had Basil the Boxer from 6 years ago on the picture when we were in Foster City, and he was a great dog, and he liked doing things and getting dirty and gritty because he was a dog. That's my song. And my brain's in a fog. I hope I don't have COVID-19 and got the brain fog.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But I'm going to bring you this daily podcast today with interesting stuff, and I hope you enjoy it. Today,
Mike's
I was
Daily
in
Podcast.
IKEA
Yeah!
for all of a minute. We did the my lovely lady friend purchased something, and then we just it's amazing. You go there and they bring it to your car. And if you want if you want help, they will give you help. But if you don't, they just drop it off and they go, "What's your name?" And you just make anything up and they go, "Okay, thanks," and then they walk away. So that's what I discovered today. Also, I discovered that people are really rude. In the Bay Area, I cannot quite understand why it is necessary for people at night that when they're waiting for somebody in their car at night on the side, you know, like they parked in front of someone's house and they're waiting for someone to come out. And if you're waiting for a long time, do us all a favor, all of us people that are walking on the sidewalk, turn your headlights off. Headlights today are screamingly blinding. And especially on that particular automobile called a Tesla. Oh my gosh. This lady has in her Tesla's got her lights on, blinding me. I happen to have my umbrella open. I just turned it in front of me to
And here's today's podcast picture.
block the light. I'd rather block the light than block the water from hitting the top of my head. And it's going to rain tonight. Oh, we're so excited in the Bay Area because we need the rain. That's what we always say. We need the rain. I'm going to do a picture of a cloud of some kind. I don't know. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. I think it's this, I might go with this recent one from Fremont, California, where the clouds were a bit menacing and foreboding. So I am doing this thing called Mike's Daily Podcast. We bring it to you as daily as we can. The late great Basil the Boxer. Oh, he would not have appreciated this, but well, maybe he would have. When I used to do work in my computer room, he would sit there on the red couch. I think I posted pictures of this, and sleep. And he did that all the way up to his very last moments. He didn't pass away on the couch, but you know, in the months leading up to it, he would still lay there and watch me. And now I've got this little kitten named Rocky, and I'm about to sneeze, which is a joke because, okay, I may or may not sneeze, but we'll see. That's what builds the tension on this podcast. Will Mike sneeze? We'll find out. But the fact that this wonderful cat, Rocky the kitten, he sits on my lap, and I'm trying to write people emails because people ask the dumbest things in emails. Really, these days, people send emails about things that they don't even think through what they're asking first. And then they CC you on stuff that has no connection to you whatsoever. Just clutters up your inbox. Why are people so rude with the lights, with the headlights, with the CCing you when you're not necessarily involved, and asking the dumb questions? Why? We may never know. But one thing we do know is that the most searched for Google word in 2022 was Wordle and I don't even know. I don't have time to play such games. I'm busy with doing this thing called the Mike's Daily Podcast thing, and I'm busy with the managing people. And in today's, and it's an interesting, what I'm about to say is fascinating with the jobs. Did you hear today about the job? Well, we'll get the jobs. We're losing jobs, basically. Companies are trying to tighten the belts. And that's a big thing. Meanwhile, though, Theranos, that once employed a bunch of people, and I believe is completely gone at this point, because now you've got, what's her name? Holmes, Elizabeth Holmes. She was sentenced. Really? Oh, okay. This was back. She was sentenced back in November. Oh, Holmes was convicted in January on 4 fraud-related charges, saying that her blood drawing mechanism would not anymore cause you tears when they drew blood. That was her whole thing. For people that have to do it all the time. Wanted to make it easier for them. But lied about what her product did. You know the whole story. Well, she was convicted in January on 4 fraud-related charges. Who played her in the movie? Amy Siegfried. And in November was sentenced to 11 years in prison. She appealed her conviction last week in a desperate attempt to avoid prison time, but is unlikely to succeed. Then there was Ramesh Sunny Balwani, the former partner to Elizabeth Holmes. And didn't they have something going on with them romantically? He was sentenced Wednesday to almost 13 years in prison for his role in the fraud, receiving more time than Holmes herself. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we were bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Anyway,
where the last place on Earth is. That's where we are, at the last place on Earth. Theranos technology was touted as a blood test which supposedly needed just 1 drop of blood to test for a host of illnesses and diseases, including cancer. When I get my blood drawn, and they take a vial of it, and I got really sick to my stomach one time when I saw them do it. Actually, a couple times. So at this point now, I don't even acknowledge them when they're doing it. I go, okay, you're sitting over there and doing that. All right, I'm going to look to the other, completely in the other direction, and let's talk about something other than what you're doing right now, like the weather. Weather's great. Let's talk about that. That's fascinating. Or when people blind you with their headlights. That's pretty cool. Or jobless claims. So, jobless claims hit the highest level since February. The report that came out is saying that continuing jobless claims hit their highest level since February of this year, suggesting perhaps that's becoming more difficult to find a job as an employer, find it as an employee. But employers are taking a more cautious-minded approach with their hiring plans. So it's interesting. We had the quiet quitting going on earlier this year. The mass exodus. What did they call it? The mass of everybody just leaving and quitting at once. And then so all these people, the mass quitting. And then there were companies suddenly saying, you know what, you're fired. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense that there's bigger jobless claims going on. You got the Twitter, the Elon Musk, all the big tech companies are letting people go. And now I'm hearing Coca-Cola or one of those companies, Pepsi, is letting people go. It's a sign of, this is what happened in 2008, 2008, 2009. All of a sudden people are starting to, because of the inflation worries and inflation signs of inflation, although gas prices have been going down, that's nice. So Anyway, Cafe Anyway. I'm outside of Cafe Anyway, by the way. Look who's here. Hello, my master to Madame Rootabega on the 8th. I am so happy that I don't have a job. Oh, wait, I thought your job was coming over here and saying the word ooh a lot. Yes, I like to say that. Ooh. Do you also like TikTok? Yes. Do you like to do TikTok videos all the time? Yes. Do you like Snapchat? No. Oh. By the way, there was a real quick thing that I heard about TikTok. Let's see what negotiations between TikTok and the U.S. government have been delayed as officials continue to worry about the potential national security issues the app could pose given its ownership by Chinese company ByteDance. See, I thought it was Tencent. That's the other thing. The WeChat, I think is who they own that. The government's concerns include how TikTok could share information related to its video recommendation algorithm and how much trust the government will ultimately need to put in TikTok. The two sides have reached agreements about storing U.S. user data on Oracle servers in the U.S. Instead of over there in China. Why did that come out like that? I don't know. Had all my vowels in the wrong place. Oracle would also be in charge of overseeing protocols about which employees within TikTok could access U.S. user data. So giving it to a third party. Republicans in the House are widely expected to use control of the chamber next year because now they are in charge of the House, but not the Senate. Warnock knocked that out of the park. Democrats got the Senate. But Republicans are going to do, and you know what? It's good. I want to see TikTok sweat. There's nothing redeeming about that app at all. Not that any of these social media apps have anything redeeming, but TikTok especially, it just appeals to the worst in all of us right now, especially this short attention span that all of us have been. It's been shrinking and shrinking for years. We've been working on shrinking it all the way down to nothing. And now it's even worse with TikTok. They just know the attention span's not there. So you just swipe. Honestly, I've never used it, but this is what I'm hearing. And what I'm seeing. And just story after story. Oh, but media is being harsh on TikTok. It's not that bad. Let's see. That sentence could have been said with different nouns. Well, the media is being harsh with Trump. Oh, the media is being too hard on people that say that there's no such thing as COVID. Everybody blames the media, but the app does have ties to China. That is true. Got to look at what's true. The FBI, the director Christopher Wray told lawmakers last month that he is extremely concerned about TikTok's U.S. operations. So even the FBI, which is ruled by the Democrats, if you talk to Republicans, the FBI hates Trump, so they're going after, it's all a bunch of Democrats. You can't trust them. Well, even the FBI said that they are extremely concerned about TikTok's U.S. operations. Meta, Google's YouTube, and Snap would stand to gain from a TikTok ban in the U.S. Very interesting. Well, look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the banking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Yeah! Mike, we don't watch anything on the TikTok. Maybe a little bit of stuff on the YouTube there. Yeah, YouTube. He's saying YouTube. Do you know that? Well, I do know YouTube, yes. And recently, I went through and I deleted out of my subscription a bunch of people whose videos were popping up all the time. And I saw how many followers these people have that I was subscribed to. And I said, I think they've got enough subscribers. And, I think I'm tired of their content. So I'm just going to delete them. So I delete them, but YouTube continued to push those videos at me. And I finally had to go onto the desktop version of YouTube and start seeing, when they were pushing the old videos that I had deleted the subscribers of. So the deleted subscriber YouTube videos that they were pushing to me, I had to go through my desktop in order to say, click on that little thing, the little 3 dots. What is that, an ellipsis? I don't know. And say to it, not interested, stop pushing this to me. There's one of those options. So then they finally stopped pushing these people that I was watching to me. But Mike, you liked them before. Why do you not like them now? Watch them some more, Mike. Come on, change your mind, Mikey. And now we come to the segment where we go back in time to when Mike was working in the wonderful town of Ventura, California. Ventura, Oxnard, Camarillo, Ojai, that whole area. Santa Barbara is about a 45-minute drive. And this is the part where I play you a little bit of one of those wonderful times that I was on the air doing that particular thing. And here we go. This is from the early 2000s, the early O's. And I was on a particular radio station called Chely, which does the country music. I think they're still around. And we used to get calls back then. I don't know if some radio stations, depending on what the format is, depending on, who's doing the show or whatever, might still get calls. But I used to get a bunch of calls because it was country music. It was a big station.
Right after the cafe today.
Cafe. We got Rodney Redmond gonna be in here in just a sec. Gonna hear his new song and he'll be singing for you. And we're also gonna hear from Shania Twain, Rascal Flatts, Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn's new one coming up to the Dixie Chicks. Right now, Leanne Rhymes, One Way Ticket Because I Can. This is Matt Michaels. Let's get this party started.
Woohoo!
Hi, this is John.
And this is Charlie with the Early Morning Country Club.
Oh my gosh, Matt's got another phone call.
Jesse?
Yeah.
That's just Jesse?
Yeah.
That's a guy named Kevin Denny. He's like this new guy.
Okay, thank you.
He's kind of scary looking.
Okay.
No, actually, he's really good looking. But wouldn't that be funny if there was some new country artist that came out and you heard the DJ say, "This is so-and-so and he's scary looking."
You should say that one time.
Okay.
650 KHAY.
It is Can You Talk Like a Robot night at the Chely Santa Fe Cafe. That was Rascal Flatts, Shania Twain just before that. Coming up, Alan Jackson, Jody Messina's new one, Winona, coming up too. And you and I are going outside to the parking lot of the Chely Santa Fe Cafe to see how the parking situation is with Valentino, the parking attendant.
Oh, damn, Matt, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I am big friends with Anthony Daniels,
All right.
Anthony Daniels plays C-3PO in all the Star Wars movies,
No.
Yeah.
And that movie, it's debuting in like less than an hour and a half.
That's right. In fact, I have him here in the parking lot right now.
Okay. Anthony, wow, it's great to have you here. It amazes me how you've been playing the same part over and over again.
But I had to lose about 10 pounds to get in this one, I tell you. It's the same suit as I had 25 years ago. Same suit, and were they going to change it? No, Rick McCollum, the producer, said, you can lose weight.
Oh, yeah, that's what my boss tells me every day.
Wow. I wonder which Star Wars that probably was the... That was probably the one with the Liam Neeson, I guess. Okay, there you go. There's a little bit of Valentino way back over 20 years ago. Valentino, you haven't changed too much.
Yeah, I have changed a lot, D.
Uh-huh. I can tell. Bison Bentley? Yeah, it's changed. C-3PO, do you know that? Anthony Daniels. Didn't he pass away recently? He was in, like, every single Star Wars. The reboots, the prequels, the sequels, everything else. He really made it into everything. That's great. That's called job security. Except for all those years when they didn't have any Star Wars movies. And looks like he is alive still as of this recording. Okay. Good. That was very difficult to find that because I've got a cat on my lap right now, and that means I'm limited to one hand to type things. But yes, he is still alive. He was born in 1946. Good job, Anthony. Okay, and now the last segment, that was called Let's Go Back with Matthews. Now it is time for the last segment called the Mike Matthews New Tunes Feud. We got 2 songs that are going to fight. You decide the winner by calling me at 336MM Daily and telling me which song that you liked better. The first song that we have is by Toby Lightman, and she has a new album out. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to play this. Do we have a YouTube link? It was just telling the email. So I basically do this when they send me an email. It was just an email about merch. And it looks like right now she doesn't. Oh, maybe she does have something on her YouTube channel. We'll play I guess she's got a new album out. And this is a song called After All.
Put down your sword. I'll do the same, 'cause we both can't afford to go through life bored, banging our heads on the wall.
Okay, that's called After All. Wonderful. All right, did you like that song? Or do you like this one by Natalie Miano? Fievel is Glauky. Studio album debut, Flaming Sword, out now via Math Interactive. Okay. We can listen to a song from this Natalie Miano, and the song is called Flaming Swords. Okay, actually, I think that song is called Save the Phenomenon. So which one did you like better, the Toby Lightman or the Natalie Miano? Call me 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is the Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast is.
Call now. 336MM Daily.
And with more ways to reach me, it's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!